Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack. I want to title this intellectual dishonesty at its finest. And this is after everyone is pointed out who are the developers at Bethesda. So I'm going to show you why even you're looking at morons claiming, oh, but she's the veteran, she has always been there. Well, veteran doesn't mean anything anymore. And well, I have to be credit, Cabrutus nailed this one, so how rude to say it. I'm seeing some people claim that since these women are in Bethesda for a long time, this post is just quote unquote a grief and the Elder Scrolls 6 is actually in good hands because of that. Okay, meet Patrick Weeks. He worked in Bayer for almost 20 years and was the writer of the entire Drag Queen Age failed hard show. So Dragon Romance specialist at today's meeting, anybody who wants to present something on a Friday knows what they signed for. So they, the, these activists, I have to bring back what Yuri Bezmenov said about Soviet Union communism. Because, well, it's the case that some people are just fucking morons to not realize this shit. Well, in order to spread the ideology, you know how we have seen that leftards communists are the most evil pieces of shit. Especially within the West, we have seen the damage. Okay, you get that when they were spreading among other places because they wanted to be like that fucking octopus, touching everything and poisoning. Well, how do they do it? Well, going like an average employee, having those nepotism connections, and slowly, little by little, they they went on and just speed out the conversion. They did it by being hostile towards anyone that didn't report 24/7 at anything single insignificance. What's significant and insignificant at the same time? You were in a you were walking always on eggshells. And what is the example here? What I'm saying this because if you look at history repeating itself again, when the fucking parasites infiltrate, what does the first thing they do? They do everything hostile. And the ones that decide to stick in it for far long, they end up being converted. Yeah, I have to say, even like the most base people, if they don't go away for far too long with those fucking morons, yeah, it's going to be difficult to them to actually fight that, not between outside but from someone's inside. Because if you are in a position that, oh, but this is the only job, this is my dream job, this is the place, this is the hill I want to defend on, but I don't know what to do since there are too many. Well, I have to tell you that if you stick to them and you try to reason it with them with the left, no, you either get shut down or they force you to convert. Is this case for Bioware? So yeah, at that point, this introduction is already on point here, right? So this one, rambling of a Filipino nerd. I'm sorry, Cabrutus, but bad take there. There is all but warning gamers of veteran than betraying them. Why not after every other long-term Bethesda stuff? We focus on the women specifically if they are suspect number one. It has always been like that for fucking decades, man. And not only with video games. Look how even they destroyed sports brands. Holy fuck. Yeah, it honestly pisses me the fuck up. Seeing like pretending that, oh, this is a non-argument or trying to take this one take and make it into an organ argument to deflect on the main point here. At this point, doesn't matter if it's both men and women. But sure, women are the most notorious ones, the loudest ones. That's a fact. But in this case, a veteran doesn't mean anything if they stick it too far too long in a hostile, toxic, environment until they converted themselves because that's what ends up being happening. Someone is just not going to bear the burden or just being at this point I don't care. I'm just going to accept this shit and move on with my life. They accept wokeness, and then we are seeing how when since this fucking left communists love to push everyone's buttons onto the edge, we see results like this with Cabrutus Pointer Anthem, the Scrog 6. So, well, yeah, because Cabrutus said the Scrolls is starting to get worried. Because even you say, probably one of the developers has been there for a long time. But look at this. As we have seen many, many times, looking at this, yeah, how many times we were proven right that developers that look like this, it's a bad sign. With especially when it comes to women, which is like I said, the loudest ones, but well, men are not exempt from that. It blue hair, a guy with white hairs on his beard, that he's getting old and he's taking that one. You start to see the correlation. You cannot be so stupid to not notice or put your head into the sand for far too long. It's the reality we are living. And well, Gauls said, well, Max Lieberheim. No, he's right. They are being showcased to brag about how diverse Bethesda it is, which means the entire company is compromised, and so they are. So are they. So, excuse me there. So, it's said they were already there to begin with. They were already there, and they can be poisoned, like BioWare. Man, this is the dishonesty that I really. Is this guy's a Filipino? Going on here? Seriously. Well, continue on. Even in all products and features, Bethesda have always have been diverse in that respect. When it comes to developers that know what to do, if they are men and women, sure, you can say as long as they deliver, they should not be a problem, right? Well, think twice because this is not the case. Is if those developers started like that, they made the games and then they suddenly got corrupted when the infection started to spread inside Bethesda. And we have seen how that infection is with the Starfail. And just like the most obvious argument, the most obvious thing to say, people can change and not for the best, especially for the worse. And I absolutely agree. And he displayed an example of it. His argument is solid. Just because someone has been around from the very beginning doesn't mean that that person will keep the same quality forever. And especially with an environment, like I said, with wokeness, filled with wokeness, yeah, someone is going to get corrupt and they stick to that for far too long. Even I have to admit myself that if I didn't find in a position that, well, I need to stick it to my job, and I don't check in my chances to find a new one if it's infected by fucking woke retards. If they are, I have to be forced to interact with them for far too long. Part of their shit, since they love to shove it in your face, is going to stick into me, and yeah, I'm going to be corrupted. The transition is not going to be there, but yeah, someone can actually resist, but once that resist, at this point, they just find alternatives to leave the whole place. This is what they don't understand. Okay, and continue on. So, well, so why no other guilty Bethesda staff then? Why to go after long-hanging fruit if women are the quote-unquote vector? Because they do look exactly like activists. To prove him wrong, you need one of two things. A recent statement from Bethesda staff against left-wing politics, yeah. Like I said also, and RG shared it before, and I agree with that if they want us to trust them ever again, they need to denounce wokeness entirely. You are against wokeness, you are against DEI and any form of DEI. Yeah, you are going to appeal to the male gaze. Sexy females even pulling me some prawn scenes, some hentai scenes. Yeah, you either do that or not. You're not getting my money. That's the bar. I want to retrieve what we used to have back in the day. So to and continue on, the game itself, with without us, he can't be proven wrong. These people don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, and I say something similar because Ark has also said the same shit. And well, I say there is a catch in that. People used to say the same about some biowares that stayed until drag queen age failed her. They were legendary and now they turned into activists. And yeah, and I don't trust Bethesda. Neither anyone should until they prove otherwise. And the way they can prove themselves is by denouncing wokeness entirely. They are against SDI. If you have developers that really want to push this, they should just quit because it's not going to happen. And if they start to be disrupted and start vandalizing and sabotaging the project, we can parent them and sue their asses into homelessness for doing that. How is that hard to understand? Seriously, how is that hard to understand? Because just look at this. Because these fuckers say continue on with this nonsense. So, in other words, judging by looking at the devs compliance or else, war of free expression and diversity of ideas, as a quote unquote pattern recognition turns into finding outrage. No, yeah, this is dishonesty at its finest. This I don't know how can I show it more than what I'm already doing right now. He wants to deflect, yeah, veteran developers and to defend women. They are not going to suck your dick. So continue on. At some point turn into finding out and rationalizing political ideological conformity, which turn into something familiar. Comparing like right wingers to left wingers, considering the damage. Yeah, you can say that right wingers are the original SJWs, but they didn't do as much as damage after left has done it. And they were sneakier, they were smarter. They knew what they were doing. They had the mindset conquer and succeed. Oh man, and saying, oh, but they have the Harris Indiana Jones. We saw that moron. That I think it was Fritanga that got called out when he said that they is this developer. Oh, but what, Grumps haven't say did anything, and that the Harris actually finished the game. Intellectual dishonesty because how it is that is the chance that a developer that is a DIA hire can actually finish something. The authors behind pulling the heavy lifting are the ones doing it, while the DIA hires only brag about virtue signaling DEI policies. Yeah, and the Indiana just probably to say, yeah, this game ended up being allegedly okay, but you have those DI hires holding everything back and also trying to sabotage the game because they announced, oh, this is for the mother audience. And this is a sign for many, even normies nowadays, that they don't like that shit. They don't like hearing that word because many times they were proven right that, yeah, hearing the gamers that were calling this out, yeah, they were right that, yeah, when they said mother audience is going to be slow. Man, you want to win, but you want your enemies to lose? This is what the best example also, because he don't get on that moron. He's right to the point that they are not the hires and they are veterans. However, I think this is missing the point of what many news are saying. Them being quote unquote veterans is meaningless. We all witnessed a massive psychological ideological shift in progressives, which is most likely why the Matrix Force was an unrecognizable disaster of a movie that did little more than tarnish the legacy of the first three, despite being made by the same people. Exactly. because like I said, even if they want to release something in the same kind of toxic environment, they are going it's going to be again work slow. Even you say, oh, but these legacy developers, it's meaningless. Get, those fucking morons need to get that shit from these fucking Ritas from quote unquote side. Need to really catch on that yeah, that war is meaningless. They need to prove themselves because they are themselves in a hostile environment. Let's look even with an hypothetical example with the two Koreas. So imagine what the Red Korea is going to tell the white blue Korean, yeah, we are dropping communism. You have to trust us. While they have a knife in their back and a missile launcher ready to be launched at them. Yeah, you're going to trust someone like that? No. Someone that is already to backstab you. No, you can't. When they backstab you many times, when they prove you that they are not trustworthy, yeah, if they want trust, at least a little of it, because you don't trust full, right, and fully entirely someone like that until they prove otherwise. No, even you don't fully trust them ever again. You will give them like throwing them some bone, but you have to keep them in check always. Because if you lower your guard, there is a chance they're going to pull that shit again against you. And well, just to end this one, I have been respectful, set intellectual dishonesty for someone else. The link post proves you wrong. Yeah, the old defense post sitting has them acting like homosexuals. Exactly. They are fence sitting. Oh man. Like a fucking centrist. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Any one of those fucking morons, they need to realize this. You need to keep them in check. Or if you are sick and tired, you can say, I'm walking away, and I'm not even going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And even if there's really something that actually I'm interested, maybe I'll grab it after it's at a full discount, as it should be. Because someone of those developers, someone like this, they don't deserve the trust of anyone. But well, I already stated the obvious here for quite a while in this video. Anyway, thanks for watching and I hope you have a pretty good day and please take care.